What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon Kindle Create Space. Link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I put it up. Thanks everybody for supporting. This video is entitled The American Dream versus Life Expectancy. I'm sick. I was talking to a good friend of mine, and it made me think about what people think the American dream is, having a good life, making money, being comfortable, having a lifestyle, and something to pass on to the next generation to make it easier for them to get ahead in life, right? So I Googled life expectancy. So the average life expectancy in America has went down to like 78 years old. And by race, Asians live the longest, then Hispanics, then whites, then Native Americans, and then black, and then us. And I started thinking about this because we were talking about an old situation that happened when I was in college. So many people who have student loan debt, and they may live a certain lifestyle, but they're saddled with their student loan debt. Other people have credit card debt. So much so, if y'all don't know this, part of your student loans sometimes is part of your mortgage at this point. When they factor in how much you can afford, if you can afford a house, your student loans are factored in. And then I started thinking, with people who are going to be working at a later age in life, a lot of people are trying to live the American dream in their youth. And I think the American dream is for retirees more so than the youth. Because everything that people talk about they want to do is have a big house, take trips, go shopping, and just enjoy life. And you want to do this while you're young, but you never put in the work to afford it. So people are people are buying a big house, taking trips and shopping, and working the debt off. There are plenty of people who have, work and have a retirement. And what they do is they borrow from their retirement, and they get accustomed to doing it so much so that by the time that they should be able to retire, they can't, because they've eaten too much of their nest egg. Thus, and other situations come along with, family, children, grandchildren, these things, this, that, and the third. And to me, this is part of the American dream. You're going to pay the piper. You either going to pay it young or old. Most people aren't cool with the slow boogie. The slow grind, one step at a time. People want it fast. People want it right now. And sometimes when you want it fast and right now, you overlook things that you're going to need tomorrow. Because you want the American dream, which is, not a fantasy, but a fantasy for most. You want to feel important. You want to look extravagant and rich when you go places. You want to look successful. But all that costs. And the one thing everybody has that they can't replace is time. So what happens is people forget that you might have to slow it down so the next generation can take it to another level. But you don't want to do that. And I thought about this because of this college conversation. I remember being in college. People buying newer model cars with their student refund. Or all the spring break trips. um, unnecessary things. You know, certain people spending an exorbitant amount of money on clothes and experiences that, though they may have been fun at the moment, that fun weekend or fun week has got you paying months, years, sometimes even decades, because you didn't slow yourself down, because you wanted to just live it up and have the American dream young. So if you burn your candle at both ends, you're gonna die faster. And I thought about this because of life expectancy. Because so many people can't afford to stop working even when they're too old to be working. And normally that all boils down to either them living the American dream and financially castrating themselves, or them trying to provide the American dream for people who, in the nicest way I could say it, who are complete, utter, incompetent failures. So you blew the nest egg on somebody that's just not going to get it together, instead of saying, look, they're not going to get it together. This is the conundrum, right? Because people are dying, and it's going to get worse because, even with the white population, I think 55% of them is over 55 years old. And, I don't think the bulk of their children are ready to not only inherit what their parents and grandparents have accumulated, but I think they're so enthralled with the American dream that they're gonna waste it away. Because part of the American dream right now is to opulence, just being overly extravagant. Spend. I need all the expensive stuff. So fine, it'll work for some people, but most it won't. And I notice, some people get older, and they can't go on. The same people that got all the pictures of all the places they went to when they were younger, they can't go these places. The vast majority can't go these places when they're older. The vast majority are unhealthy, so health insurance enough is kicking their behinds. So because they're aging. So now you got all of these situations going on, and it ends badly. And I think most people can't find balance because you feel like, I'm gonna have to live the American dream young, because when I'm old, I'm not probably gonna be able to enjoy it because I'll be too old. So what's the balance, right? And you figure, the balance is probably in the middle, but so many people in the middle are stuck in a rat race to the point they can't smell the roses. So everybody's kind of screwed and screwing themselves, and because they want to live this fantasy of the American dream. And I'm just thinking to myself, if the American dream wasn't a priority to you, how would your life work? What would you be comfortable with? Because I think some people might realize that they can create their own American dream. You have the freedom to do that and not stress yourself out trying to live a cookie cutter American dream that obviously most people aren't living. So like, share, subscribe. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.